Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom. Okay, so I want to get into a lesson starting off in Isaiah, the 13th chapter and the 14th verse. So Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson to the elect. So I'll go ahead and I'll get straight into it. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 14. And this shall be as the chase row. That's right. During the time of Jacob's trouble, we understand it's going to be people out here like hunted gazelles, man. Okay, continuing on. And as a sheep that no man taketh up. That's right, man. We understand it's going to be people out here like a deer in headlights, man. Okay, not knowing which way to turn, not knowing who to call on, not knowing which way to go. Okay, just completely confounded. We understand that it's going to be individuals out here just like this during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, the scripture goes into it in Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6 about how wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And who are the ones that's going to have that? The elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, continuing on. They shall every man turn to his own people. That's right. So we understand that every nation will be with their own nation during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, continuing on. And flee everyone into his own land. That's right. It says, and flee everyone into his own land. And we have seen how a lot of people, a lot of heathens came over here to America, which is Babylon the Great, became very rich over here. And what is it that they do? They did. They went back to where they came from, man. Okay, went back to where they're from. But we know that it's going to be a lot of individuals that's going to want to leave America, which is Babylon the Great, seeing how bad it's going to become over here during the time of Jacob's trouble. But we know that they're going to be stuck over here to get destroyed, man. Okay, continuing on. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. That's right. We understand that it's going to be individuals that's going to be captured out here, and they're going to get destroyed, man. Okay, we know, man, it's going to get very bad out here during the time of Jacob's trouble. We know that it's going to be martial law that's going to be declared. We know there's going to be troops in these cities. Okay, we know there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Okay, and we know that it's going to be a lot of individuals, okay, that's going to be looking, okay, speaking to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites. We know there's going to be a lot of the wicked of our people that's going to be looking to go to Esau during the time of Jacob's trouble, seeing how bad it's going to become out here, okay, just because they might have grew up in the same neighborhoods, went to the same schools as these damn devils, known them 10, 15, 20 years, okay, and they're going to be looking for help. Okay, from this damn devil, man. Okay, and these Edomites, they're going to show you that they never had love for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We know that they're going to put a lot of the wicked of our people to death, man. They're going to show their true horns during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, the scripture goes into it in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21, about how though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Okay, so we understand that the wicked of our people, we know that they're going to get destroyed right along with these wicked Edomites, man. Okay, continuing on. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. That's right. We understand that it's going to be a lot of people that are going to see their sons and their daughters get put to death right before them, man. Okay, and it's not going to be anything that they can do about it, man. Okay, continuing on. Their houses shall be spoiled. That's right, says their houses shall be spoiled. We know there's going to be a lot of people that's going to get their doors kicked in, okay, getting their goods took, okay. These are things that are going to be going on during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, continuing on. And their wives ravished. That's right. We're not making this up, man. Okay, we understand that it's going to be women that's going to get raped, man. So I'm going to read this same scripture in the NLT. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 16. Their children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives will be raped. Okay, so we understand that it's going to be women that's going to be raped out here during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. When you look at a lot of these women, man, a lot of these women out here are extremely proud, man. Okay, a lot of these women heavily support feminism. Okay, a lot of these women speak against their man. Okay, a lot of these women out here thinking that they can do whatever it is that they want to do without any repercussions, man. Okay, but we know that it's going to be a lot of women that's going to get raped out here during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, we know that it's going to get extremely bad out here during the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to be worse than anything that we ever experienced before. So let me go ahead and I'll get this in Daniel, the 12th chapter. Okay, and I'll start the first verse. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up. And this is speaking about Michael the archangel. That's how bad it's going to become out here during the time of Jacob's trouble, that Michael the archangel will come to help us, man. Okay, continuing on. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And we understand that time of trouble that it's speaking about is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, it's going to be worse than anything that we ever experienced before. It's going to be worse than anything that we ever been through. It's going to be worse than any captivity that we ever been in, man. That's how bad it's going to become out here during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and we're constantly warning our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Hebrew Israelites, of the things to come, whether you hear or forbear. Okay, continuing on. Why I read from the top again? This is Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. And who are the ones that's going to be delivered? The elect. Okay, continuing on. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. That's right. And we understand that the elect will be found written in the book of life. Okay, so we know that the elect will be protected and ultimately delivered up out of this place when the Lord returns. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to get what else I had. Okay, let me go ahead and get this. I'm going to go to Zechariah, the 14th chapter. Okay, and I'm going to start at the first verse. Okay, this is Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh. That's right. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh. So we understand that the day of the Lord is near. Okay, continuing on. And thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. That's right. It says, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. So we understand that during the time of Jacob's trouble, man, we know there's going to be people getting assaulted out here, getting their goods took right up off of them, man. Okay, whatever is useful, okay, it's going to be took right up off of you, man. Okay, these are the things that's going to be going on during the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, we see that these plagues are being sent. We see that the Lord is bringing these plagues upon this place, famine, pestilence, and sword. But we understand that these things will escalate. It's going to intensify. It's going to get a lot worse heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, and the scripture also goes into it in Matthew the 24th chapter about how the love of many shall wax cold. So we know it's going to be like every man for himself out here during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, continuing on. This is Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken. And we understand that, like I was just mentioning, we know that martial law will be declared. We know there's going to be troops throughout these cities. We know there's going to be checkpoints. Okay, America, which is Babylon the Great, is divided up into 10 different FEMA regions. Okay, you're not going to be able to move around as freely as you was once able to, man. Okay, continuing on. And the house is rifled. That's right. It says, and the house is rifled. So we know people, they're going to get their doors kicked in. Okay, their households are going to get entered. They're going to get their resources took from them. These are things that are going to be going on. Okay, continuing on. And the women ravished. There it goes again. So you can't get around it. We know that it's going to be women that's going to get raped during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, we understand, man. You women, you're going to need a man of the Lord during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. The scripture goes into it in Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, about how a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Okay, and that wind represents the destruction. Okay, and that's not speaking about any man. That's speaking about a man of the Lord. Okay, so I read that again. And the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. That's right. It says, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. So we know there's going to be some people that's going to be captured. Okay, that's going to be put into these concentration camps. Okay, that's going to be put into these prisons. These are the things that's going to be going on during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, continuing on. And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. That's right, it says, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So we know that it's going to be some individuals that's going to be left, man. Okay, it's going to be people out here, it's going to be afraid, to come across another person. These are the things that's going to be going on during the time of Jacob's trouble. Is going to get extremely bad, but we know that the elect will be protected. We know that it will be a standard that's going to be lifted for the elect, and ultimately the elect will be delivered up out of this place, man. Okay. So with that said, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson to the elect. And I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.